What's going on, everybody? So over the weekend, I kept hearing a lot about the ORB strategy or the opening range breakout strategy. And I got to thinking that I haven't built anything cool in just a little bit. So I took some time and I actually built a TradingView indicator for the ORB strategy. So I'm going to share my screen and walk you through this just for fun. Built it over the weekend, thought it was a fun time and something a little bit different outside my normal things that I build. So here we've got the orb strategy. So the way this indicator works, the way the strategy works is at the beginning of the session, of the trading session that opens, you have a range that happens on the first candle. So this is based off whichever time frame you're on. So in this case, I'm on the 15-minute time frame. So every opening range is on the 15-minute candle. I'll make it a little bit bigger so you can see. So you can see here, this was actually Thursday. This was the opening range at 6:30 p.m. for the Sydney session. So it has a range that happens, and then you get a signal whenever it breaks and closes above or below that range. Now, in most cases, what happens in the way the strategy works is you get the range, you get the break, you get the retest, and then you get the continuation of it going downward. So in Sydney, we can tell that simply broke through and we didn't have anything else that came back. But if we look right here at this is Tokyo session, we have our range candle here. We have our open and close, and then we have our retest, and then we have our continuation of the candle. Now, what I did is I actually auto marked out the entry point, which is at the candle. Stop loss is always going to be above or below the range, and then a TP1 that is a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So you can kind of see exactly how it works and operates. But here, this was London session. There was your opening range. There's your break. This was your break and retest, and this was your confirmation, and then there was your TP1. And then on Thursday, when the New York session happened, so right here at 9:30 open, we had our opening range candle, we had our breakout, but we never got a retest. There was no signal given. So the way that I ended up doing this is just based on whatever time frame you like to trade. If you like the 5-minute candle, for instance, it does the exact same thing where you're going to get your opening range candle, you'll get your breakout. If there's a retest, you'll get the continuation. So right here, this is London. This was your range. This was your break of the structure. This was your retest. And then this was your continuation. So this was your entrance. This was your TP1, and your stop loss would have been right here at that range motion. So anyway, pretty simple and straightforward, but just something kind of fun. I haven't built in a while. So once again, this is Tokyo session. So there was your breakout, there was your retest, there was your breakout again. So there was your entrance, your TP1, and of course your stop loss from here. So you can tell that wick actually had taken it out, but either way. And then of course this is the Australian session. This was your range. This was your breakout, so break and close. This was your retest, and this was your breakout again for your entrance into it. And anyway, just something kind of fun. I kept hearing about the orb strategy. I was like, I'm going to build something that kind of showcases a little bit differently. Personally, I like the 15-minute candle, but this was just one of those fun things that I hadn't built in a while. So I was like, I'm going to make something kind of cool. One of the fun things I did do about this to make it a little bit different is inside the settings for what it is, you can actually determine if you want to show a specific session or not inside of it. So if you're only focused on, say, the New York session, you can have to only the New York session actually show. So just an easy way to use opening range. And I know there's going to be a lot of other different ways, like what people might look for. Mine was pretty simple, looking for a break and close above or below the range, a retest inside the range, and then a break and close above or below the range again. And then I'm making my TP1, TP, and stop loss calculated. So anyway, that's it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Just a really cool indicator I built for the orb strategy I kept hearing a lot about. Thought it'd be kind of fun to make. So anyway, if you like it, let me know. Maybe I'll get it to you.